Welcome back, everyone, to Paddling Pool 225. We're about to get into group round 3, and it is I, Zari, joined by the lovely Asik. But yes, Rainmaker on Humpback, but this is Horrobobros. I don't know, guys. Versus Disband. How would you pronounce it?
Horrobobros?
Horrobobros. Freaking hell. But yes.
Also, I can only imagine what would happen if the team disband. Everyone wanted to stop playing with each other. What would they say?
Disband is disbanded. That just That just
like you could say,
right.
guys, I think we should disband, and they say we already are.
That's us. What do you mean? Yeah, it's rife for miscommunication. Absolutely. But we're gonna get into first game of the set. Rainmaker, Humpback. Let's see what these two teams are gonna bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see this map. I haven't seen this map played a whole lot. Oh, we're seeing light touchers as well. Actually, kind of a strange pick. This is a really bad Zipcaster map, and we're seeing Respawn Punisher Zap? That is disgusting.
Yeah. Interesting. Choice. But you never know. It could be the thing that turns the tide. I don't know.
Ooh,
but
that is gonna be 3 down on Disband.
Yep, not a good start for them. But they're coming back in swinging with a Kraken, so if they can find anyone with it, that is.
Ooh, but they end up grabbing the Rainmaker here. The Kraken was kind of just a distraction for them to be able to pick up the Rain. But that is going to be a wipe for Disband. That play did not work. Unfortunate for them, but we do see the Light Tetra. It's kind of trying to get some space in here. I'm so baffled that they didn't choose Dark Tetra. This is like the best map for Dark Tetra over Light Tetra. But I guess we are just going to see if this Light Tetra can get some work done with the Zipcaster. It's kind of hard to tell, but that is going to be the Inkjet coming out, destroying that Crab Tank and the user inside of it, as well as the heavy Splatling here. Doesn't even have to aim here, but the Carbon getting that pick is going to be really clutch.
That this could be over before it started, and then the Carbon was right there saying, "It's not done yet! We're not done yet!" Even with a push to 5 from Horrobobros, I swear to God. They're not finished. They want to be able to have some more pushes. They want to be able to continue playing this. And they are waiting for that to reset, and it does. But the question is, are they going to be able to get a push going, and a good push at that?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. They do have 3 specials at their disposal. Okay, the Carbon Roller popped the Zuka and then instantly died. So they have 2 specials at their disposal. And we do see a splash on the flank. Are they going to pop a crab here? They are. Ooh, they get 1. They get 2. That's a huge momentum. They actually have... Does the splash have Haunt or Thermal Ink? I can't tell. I think that's Haunt.
I am not sure, to be honest. Oh, here comes the Kraken. Causing chaos. That's 3 down for Horrobobros, which means they will not be able to get that push the whole way to where they wanted it to.
Ooh, Heavy Splatling in a really aggressive position. But we do see the Tetra actually behind them. The Heavy Splatling defending them from getting to the Crab Tank. That is going to be checkpoint confirmed for Disband. And that is actually 3 down on Horrobobros as well.
Yep.
So they actually have some decent momentum behind this push, but they have... It's weird, they have gone 2 down somehow. I didn't even see how that happened. Unless they were already just 2 down and Horrobobros respawned first. And here comes that Zipcaster, gonna get some work done, getting the assist on the Rainmaker. Gonna see if they can get any more picks, but it looks like that isn't gonna be possible.
Yep, indeed. Very much more of a scouting moment for them. But those Julies need to back out, and they are able to get their crab, but they need to use it effectively, especially since they know that Tetris is behind them. So popping the crab would not be ideal either way.
Yeah. And we do see that Disband has Crab and Kraken at the ready. The Kraken comes out, gonna go for that Crab Tank actually. Which is when you're inside a Crab Tank and you see a Kraken coming for you, that's one of the most terrifying things in this game.
Yep, yes, indeed, because you ain't going anywhere fast, and that Kraken is. But yep, we can see from Horrobobros that they are getting ready to either push in or deal with whatever kind of a push Disband throws at them. Yet again, that Carbon is not having too much luck living the whole way through their what's it called? Trizukas, right? I think they only got 2 off there, which is better than before.
That Kraken getting 2 is going to be pretty huge, but the Rainmaker isn't in a super valuable spot for them. The Heavy ends up backing up from a valuable position because of it, and they go down. And the Carbon has the Trizuka. Will they be able to pop it and survive? That is the big question here. It looks like if they pop it here, they would be able to survive.
Yeah, but they don't look like they're ready for that yet.
Yeah, Captain comes out. Zipcaster comes out from the Tetra, and here comes the Carbon taking a kind of forward position, going backwards. It's just chaos here.
Absolute chaos. People dying.
Oh, here's the Trizuka.
There we go. 3 shots. Amazing. Yeah, but the Rainmaker didn't.
And the Inkjet did too. But ooh, Carbon Roller getting 1, getting 2. This is actually going to be really huge. The Tri-Slosher is behind them. If they can survive here, no, not quite.
Nope. But yep, that'll be game 1 to Horrobobros, and they had that for so long because once you make that push to 5, you know, it's really, really difficult for the other team to get anywhere near that. Though it did seem at the end there that they were finally getting like their aggression and their push together enough to make it work, but because that was their last push and everything was riding on it, 1 Tri-Slosher behind is all it takes.
That's a common, especially with newer teams. I don't know how new this team is, but it is fairly common for them to not make a push for the entire game, and then when overtime hits, that's when they make their push. And it's because overtime is like that sinking signal. Like,
it's not an effort.
When your team sees overtime up, it's very obvious to everyone that, hey, now is the time to push. So even with no comms, without good comms and without good coordination, it's easy to make a coordinated push in overtime because that is the only time you can make a push.
Yep, it is indeed. But a lot of those last minute pushes don't end up working out because you've got no leeway to kind of make it work, right? It's all or nothing, and that is the time when it's very easy for one person to maybe sneak in from the enemy side and just stop the push and the game in its tracks. But all that aside, we are moving on to Splat Zone Sturgeon, which yet again, as we see with how this map list works, it goes very like aggressive objective, moving objective to stationary objective, middle of the map, fight it out there, see on the zone, right? So they are very different kinds of modes which require very different approaches. So a lot of times we see a different side to the to these teams in game 2. So maybe this is more Disband's comfort. Who knows?
And they have a player named Zap on their team. Does that player play Zap? Or do they... It'd be funny. I think it'd be funny if that player didn't play Zap. They also have DS as their team tag, which just makes me think of Dually Sculpture.
That makes you think of Dually Sculptures. That makes me think of like an actual DS.
That is fair. VDS, CDS, Dually Sculpture, the DS. I have Dually Sculpture brain rot, okay?
Oh no, we know. That is absolutely understandable. That does not surprise me that is where your brain goes, knowing what I do. But yes, we've still got the teams readying up, but we're about to get into it. Let's see if there's any changes. Chili says you need rehab.
Yeah, I went through rehab. I tried playing Tetris and V-Dually for a while, but I ended up relapsing on a Dually Sculpture.
Yeah, and here we are in your
I'm so bad at short-range weapons. Okay, we are going into this game. Zap is playing heavy, and they have a Zap on their team.
Okay.
But, yeah, we are seeing opening in the game. Opening on zones is definitely very interesting. It matters a lot. If you have a bad opening, that can make or break the game. We do see that Dually on the left side of the map, getting a trade with the Tetras here. And that is going to be 2 down for Horrobobros.
Which is what Disband need, and especially for the beginning. And that is already another one down there, and the crab is dead too. Oh my goodness.
The Carbon just tried to shark when they had Tactical. I understand the brain rot though. I respect the brain rot.
Yeah, as a roller, I also respect that. It's a bit hard to unlearn.
Ooh. Carbon roller redeeming themselves, getting that important pick on the ballpoint. Very important actually.
Yep, yes indeed. And they're here trying to shark again. Struggling.
No one here. The Autobomb, there was a glitch in the Autobomb. They do manage to get a trade on the Trice Launcher, but they did have Cooler up, and ooh, that dually goes down as well. But wait a second, I wasn't even paying attention. There's about 10 points left in the game. They need to push the zone now.
And that is what, I think those were the Tetras. I think that's what they were doing, but they didn't live to see the day. I think they rolled off the edge there. I'm not entirely sure, but they're back.
Ooh,
they're trying.
5 points. Zone is neutral, but it is in the favor. Oh my god, this entry needs to pop off here, or else that is going to be game 2.
That'll be game 2. To Disband, which does mean we get a game 3. But this is what I was talking about. They could be so different. So different. I can't believe this. Like, that is what Splat Zones just plays that differently. If you can get in, if you can settle yourself down and say you ain't getting anywhere near this, then what's the other team gonna do? Feed? They've gotta... Horrobobros really needed maybe a more concerted effort to get back in, together with specials, and to keep an eye on that Carbon. Because apparently when that Carbon plays, you ain't seeing them coming. Well, when they can camp effectively. But you need to get to that point. But anyway, that does mean game 3, which does mean Inkblot on Tower Control.
PC Inkblot, the final destination of Splatoon 3. It is the map of all time. It's very even. It's a very good map. It's one of the best TC maps in the game, if not the best TC map in the game. It just really... It makes the mode shine. You have the, one path that the tower takes, that the entire map is built around, which is why it's kind of weird in Rainmaker, but on Tower Controller works well, but you also have flank routes to kind of cut that path. And the path wraps around itself enough to be deflankable. It's like if you took... Is it like if you took Umami and then just, made it into an S?
Oh my god, it's every time you're like, well, look at this map and compare it to this map, and they are practically the same.
It's always Inkblot. It's always Inkblot.
Yeah, because to be fair, Inkblot is a pretty good map, so therefore, if you're comparable to Inkblot, you've at least got some good qualities. But yeah, I just find that so funny though.
Yeah, I think Inkblot might just be the most map in the game. I think every single map is Inkblot in its own way. There's
always just 1 or 2 differences between every map and Inkblot. It all comes back to Inkblot. Splatoon, what's that? All I know is Inkblot. But yes, we're waiting for these 2 teams to get ready, because this is tiebreaker. This is the game.
This is it.
It's all down to this. Dory's asked, how is Mahi like Inkblot? We will get to that, Dory, after the game.
I could make the connection.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that. But we're gonna watch this game first. What have we got?
Okay, so we do see Zap on the ballpoint, and they have a Zap on the team.
Still same. But that does mean they finally switched off of heavy. So there's a ballpoint on both sides now, which I think is quite interesting. And there's Nietzsche and the Carbon. Oh, the Carbon tried so hard. The Carbon tried so hard to get it as it went away, but the Carbon can't reach that.
Yep. Ooh, that is going to be a pick on the ballpoint, drop rolling into their demise. The weirdest crab tank I've seen in a while. Getting the pick though. And that is going to be the ballpoint coming in from behind. So you thought about the ballpoint that you killed coming back from spawn. But that is going to be 3 down for Horrobobros.
Indeed. Every time I say it or you say it, it feels like we're saying it wrong, but it's correct.
Horrobobros.
Yeah, it just sounds
Horrobobros?
I don't think any of them sound right, to be fair. But
Yeah.
regardless, 1 down on each side at the moment, 2 down for Horrobobros, as they're trying to find these picks with the inkjet, but not able to. I think it's chaos. I'm not even quite sure. That's 3 down for Disband. That's the end of that push.
Ooh, Carbon Roller on the
That's end of
tower.
that push.
Getting a trade, I believe.
But that will be. They've already got to 50 there, which is strong opening.
Yeah, we do see the Zipcaster and the Crafting coming out. That's a fairly good combo, and we do see them coming out together. Tetra in the Zipcaster, potentially gonna get a pick here, but meanwhile we're seeing like a massive scuffle on the tower. There's like 4 people over there, like 2 from each team.
Vying.
Ooh, the jump out. The tactical jump out.
Very nice.
But we are gonna see this dually pop a crab tank here, I think, especially with that inkjet coming out. No, they're not gonna pop the crab. They're gonna wait it out. And that is going to be potentially a crab on the tower. I'm waiting for the crab tank because the crab tank would be absolutely massive here. They're popping the crab tank, but they're looking at the wrong person. But getting a lot of picks here, getting a lot of pressure. Not picks, just getting pressure. But they don't move ahead of the tower quite enough. The tower is in a very strange spot, and here comes the crab tank, going to deny them from that tower. It is just the ballpoint left.
Yep, they are not able to get through that checkpoint. They're going to have to do it again for the 3rd time to get through that checkpoint. For a second there, whenever they picked up that or they were starting to throw that tactical, or I thought they'd throw it in the way. As we were seeing earlier, people just keep throwing stuff in the way of the tower and it gets squished. But they didn't this time, which is great because that means it lives. But yes, Horrobobros are trying to get past this checkpoint, and it does seem like with the specials they've been able to throw at it, that will be possible. But how long are they going to be able to carry it forward? Are they going to be able to get lead from this? They're getting close to it.
And that is going to be the touchdown, the ballpoint down, the splashdown. It's just the entry. Gonna have to dance on the tower, but no, they go down. That's a delayed wipe. Except we do see the Tetris jumping in at like the last second. They barely were out of spawn by the time that happened. And the Tetris do go down, but they do stall out Disband for just enough for Horrobobros to try to get back into mid here.
I'm not quite sure that was where they wanted that tacticaler to be.
Reminds me of the tactical and the Wahoo pole before it got the buff, so nobody could grab it.
Yeah, no, I remember that too.
Ooh, but there goes the Zipcaster, but they do go down. Zipcaster on Tetra is kind of just another way. It gives them another option to go into the enemy base and then die.
Yep,
but
yes, it does.
That is going to be just the Tetris left alive, trying to go into the plat, trying to get something done here, stall out Disband, but it isn't going to really work. But they do manage to get out. Oh, and that is going to be the fight with the dually, and they are going to trade that out. Very interesting trade there. Tri-Slasher is going to go in, get another trade. They're just trading back and forth. We're going to have to see if any of these teams can get some momentum here.
Yep, and we're getting close to the last 30 seconds here. It is important that Disband get Horrobobros off the tower, keep them off the tower, but and they are, okay, they are able to. Freaking hell, okay.
Did you see that inkjet fight? We saw an inkjet dogfight there, and one of them managed to get the direct shot.
Which is always incredible. Every time you see it, you're like, damn, love that. But don't like it for the other inkjet. It's always like, oh no, I didn't win the dogfight. But chaos, still chaos. As Horrobobros need to get on this tower and stay on it.
Ooh, it's a bloodbath on tower.
Yep.
But that is going to be game 3.
Yeah, and that'll be going to Disband.
That was a really weird game there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Very weird game. Very, very close, but also constant bloodbaths, constant back and forth, constant what the flip is going on.
It felt like everything was happening at the same time in that game, and it also felt like nothing happened in that game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I won't be able to tell you what happened. like give you any kind of like physical just saying it's like you're having a lovely moment right now. I swear I'm not a robot. This is not us malfunctioning. Just probably somewhat
Damn, I gotta. Oh man, it does sound like we're underwater. Hi, we're streaming.
Unlike Squid Kids, we can survive underwater. Normally, like talking underwater isn't really suggested.
Paddling pool 225 special, where we're actually live streaming from a paddling pool.
Yes, we found some nice wee waterproof microphones just for the occasion. You know, we were thinking about it for 200, but
anyways, we are going to be going on a short break here.
But just before we do that,
oh.
I wanna know how, what was it Mahi or Mako? We got asked that before that game. I can't remember which one it was.
I would say specifically for
Mahi.
zone.
It was Mahi.
You could compare it to Inkblot because there's like flanks on this, like from spawn you can drop out and there's flanks to the side, but there's also a plat where you can paint the zone. There's a big tower in the middle of the zone as well. And there is a flank option on both the left and the right to a certain extent, and you can get into mid from a lot of places. It's Inkblot. Everything is Inkblot. It's all Inkblot.
Everything is Inkblot. There you go.
We are going to be going on a very short break here, so don't go anywhere because we are going to be right back.